Good day, class. Today we're talking about assistant dungeon masters.
Assistant to the dungeon master.
Oh yeah. Gonzo.
Yeah.
What do you mean by assistant dungeon master? How's that going to help anything? What is that?
So here's some of the problems that we face when you are a dungeon master is that you're always looking for ways to make the game more engaging, to make it more interesting for the players,
right?
To make it quicker. That's a big thing.
Oh gosh, yes,
right?
Yeah.
To pull the players into the game more efficiently, and there's no better way to do that than getting some help.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of responsibilities.
Help.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of responsibilities that dungeon masters have, and there's no better way to getting help. So that's where we came up with the idea for an assistant dungeon master, co-DM.
Okay, assistant to the dungeon master?
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
So where would we get someone to help? I mean, you got to call the phone. Hey, help, somebody help. Who do we call? Matt Mercer?
No, he's probably busy, but generally what we found, and we because we've played with either co-DMs or an assistant or someone that has helped us, is that there's someone maybe that hangs around,
right,
that doesn't really want to play the game, so to speak, or at least at first.
Right.
They may be around. They don't want to miss out on the fun that everyone's having, and everyone's hanging around doing stuff, but they're not interested in actually playing the game. So that's a good person to say, well, why don't you help me do some things, and then it's a good way to introduce them to the game. Maybe someone who can't be there all the time.
Right.
Maybe someone who's, their schedule doesn't permit them to show up.
So they phase in and out,
Yeah.
time to time. Right.
Well, bamf. Also, Mark, maybe it's time for you to have a break, or the DM to have a break, and you have this person that's working with you.
Right.
You can kind of take a back seat, let them take charge of the night, of the adventure that night, and maybe you're the assistant, and helping out. And it's a good way to recharge your batteries, maybe to get a break because you've had a rough day, or you just haven't had time to, do everything a DM needs to do.
Okay, very good. So, all right, so we've got some people to do it. So, what are they going to do? How are they going to help? I mean, there's a lot that a dungeon master has to do.
There is, and I think that's the key that we found is the ability to divvy up the responsibilities that a DM has. One of the easiest things you can do to help a dungeon master is to assign your initiative. Keeping track of initiative, who goes at what turn, including the bad guys. So that can be, we play with a large group, that can be work in itself, is figuring out who's where and when, and then funneling in your bad guys when it's their turn.
Right. If
the assistant dungeon master is helping with that, the DM can kind of concentrate on what the players are saying in the story.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Another thing is just helping with the hit points and the stats, the math part, which I know you don't like the math part.
No math for me, thank you.
Right, but the math part of the game, keeping track of the hit points and who's hurt and whatever. Another thing would be the effects, the conditions that your players may be under, whether they're charmed, drunk, or fear. They have an effect of them.
Characters, not
the condition of the players.
Oh, all right, I got you. Yeah, okay.
Condition of the characters. By keeping track, well, this person has advantage because they're prone, or whatever it may be. That would help out quite a bit too. They can help with role play, and all the different NPCs that you have. Maybe even doing voices and that kind of thing.
The maps too. I know, like when I did Tomb of Horrors, I had some help with the maps, which was really big because if you've ever played Tomb of Horrors, it's a ginormous map. There's a lot of rooms, and I know I had someone helping me put down where everything went, and that really helped tremendously.
Which is the terrain that you're using, and these things.
Yeah, right. Yeah, bringing out the miniatures, gathering up the miniatures, bringing out which ones you need for the for the particular fight or whatever, and that's helpful.
Getting the ones I know behind the DM screen. We like to keep the bad guys that we're going to use in the game, so the players don't know what's coming. Yeah. So you keep those behind your screen and getting those ready beforehand. That's a great help.
They could do some of the music.
Yeah.
Man, the fog machine.
Fog machine, yeah. Lighting. I mean, whatever the mood setting for the night.
Pro tip: if you're doing Curse of Strahd, fog machine, really nice.
Pro tip.
Yeah. And setting up and taking down. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Setting everything up and get everything all set up, and then at the end of the night, put everything away.
Right.
And it occurs to me though that if they are helping along the way, if they do enough helping, then there's a night that the DM couldn't make it, then they could substitute. They could actually pinch in and actually be the dungeon master, and that would be a nifty thing. If they can't make it one night, the dungeon master can't make it. Usually that's the end of that. No one's playing that night. but maybe the substitute DM can fill in and actually carry on. So
yeah, that's a really big thing, because it keeps the story moving.
Yeah.
It keeps everything flowing. Their schedule stays consistent, and that really helps everything. Everyone stay engaged with the story and everything that's going on. So, another pair of eyes is never a bad thing.
Absolutely.
And what we have found also is that if you don't have an assistant DM, there is a way to fix that.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Well, obviously that's divvy up the responsibilities to the different players.
Oh, great idea!
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, so if you can't find one person to do all those things per se, yeah, you got some people that can help. So, what are you going to give them? You don't want to give them too information.
Well,
what
other than
the
bad guys and maybe the maps and that kind of stuff, the rest can be divvied up. The keeping track of initiative, and that's how we initially played. Yeah. Was we assigned that to different players around the table, where my daughter was doing initiative for the table, someone else was keeping track of effects or that kind of thing. Right. It's even if someone wants to do music, as long as they don't conflict with the bard who has his own personal soundtrack.
Bards.
Then,
Bane of my existence.
Speaking of bards, if you haven't subbed to our channel yet, we appreciate if you would. It really helps us to see how quickly we're growing, and it's such a fun thing for us to see this part of YouTubing. You know what I mean? It's an honor. It's an honor.
And if you have some ideas how an assistant dungeon master can help, you can comment below if anything you think of that we didn't have in here, or any ideas, or maybe talk about some times that you've used an assistant dungeon master. How's that gone for you? Or divvying out the responsibilities to the players. We'd love to hear from you below. Would you comment below down in the description? We'd like that down in the comments.
If there's any cons, I can't think of any, but is there a con to having someone help? Maybe you're conflicting with the story, or I don't know. Maybe let us know in the comments.
Assistant Dungeon Master is a good idea. Prove me wrong. All right, so I think that's all we have time for today, Gonzo. And with that,
class dismissed.